Schwarber gonna send one way out of here. How far will it fly? My goodness. Kyle Schwarber with a tape measure shot. And now Schwarber, a high towering fly ball. It's another bomb. Kyle Schwarber has done it again. And the Phillies have busted it wide open here in the 8th.
They said the Phillies window was closing, and Kyle Schwarber took out the crowbar and pried that thing back open. They're not done yet. This is the closer on TBS, presented by Genesis Motor America. Curtis Granderson, the man. J-Roll, the man. Pedro Martinez, yeah. The Phillies. This was pending free agency. Schwarber, Suarez, GT Realmuto. Will this be the end of them? They're up against Yamamoto, and the Phillies came out swinging. They put up an 8 spot on the Dodgers, and we have Game 4 tomorrow night. Let's get to that schedule. Here's where it starts. Join us, 5:30, right here on TBS, True, and on Max. We start off with Phillies-Dodgers. The nightcap will be Brewers-Cubs, as the Cubs also extended their series at Wrigley. We will get to all of that action. But J-Roll, you said in pregame, it could all change on one swing of the bat. Kyle Schwarber has played 72 postseason games. This is only the second one where he's hit 2 dingers. 2 swings of the bat changed it for the Phillies.
And you need that as a team that's looking for something to get you up. And it's not the fact that it was a home run. It was a Schwarber bomb.
455 feet.
It sent the message. It's like, we are here. We're here to fight. And like I said, it's one swing, and it's hard to explain. It's a feeling. You catch that ball right, and it's like, there it is. Your posture's there. Your timing's there. The decision that you made, you trusted it, and you executed the plan. And then you saw the Phillies bats not only pick up, but add on. They put on some runs, and we always talk about this whole postseason, how important it is to keep pressure. They kept adding pressure, but it started with that swing right there. And oh my gosh, I was there when G hit the ball out the stadium to left field.
Wow.
This is impressive to right field. That is deep and way back there.
When asked about the Phillies and the road trip, how they were feeling because of all the tension from that Game 2 loss, they said, we played a lot of cards on the plane, we were laughing, we were having a good time. And you noticed those top 3 batters, not only were they having success, they were having success in the zone. That didn't happen in Philadelphia.
Yeah, for some reason, great hitters, a team that was top 2 in batting average. I know batting average gets overlooked during the regular season, but that means you're getting hits. When you get hits, that means runners are on base, and that gives you a chance to score runs. Well, they weren't getting the hits in the first 2 games, but in this game, they got balls that were in the on the plate and took advantage of it. Of course, you don't want to chase balls out of the zone, but when you miss out of the zone, take those pitches, finally get a pitch in the zone. Those were the pitches they were missing in Game 1 and Game 2. Tonight, that ball's middle.
Oh.
That's a ball that's deposited like we saw Schwarber do all season long. That's a ball that's middle to Harper, and he's able to take it the other way. Again, balls that they were foul tipping, just missing. These are strikes. Those are the pitches you have to hit. Kevin Long and 1, 2, and 3 in their lineup made some adjustments. We talked about it. They might have been in between pitches. They just had to switch their sights a little bit, and whatever they ended up doing in the batting cage, on the off day, on the plane playing cards, was a key to the top of the lineup.
Can I tell you also what might have been a big adjustment? Is the timing of the games. See, they were waiting. These 2 guys, especially Harper and Schwarber, can easily lose their timing when they're not playing consistent baseball, when they're not consistently taking those at bat. And it doesn't matter how much you practice with a different team. It's not the real deal. I think the fact that they have been able to play back-to-back games, I think helped them a lot. And you could see very different swings, not only from the 2 top dog, but everybody else seemed to be better. Turner seemed to be different today.
Yeah, and think about who they were up against. This is Yamamoto. Yeah. He hadn't let up a run for 27 innings before that.
And his stuff was crisp, too.
Yeah,
but
it was
especially early.
With that, I know we all noticed how patient the Phillies batters were. They weren't chasing. They were hunting pitches to hit, not just because it was there, not just because it was a strike. It was this is a ball I can hit, and Curtis said you didn't miss it. We saw them being patient, taking that curveball that is just below the strike zone. And we have to give credit to these umpires. This whole series, these umpires have called perfect strikes, meaning they're not calling pitches off the plate just because it's up there. Adrian did in game 2 a little bit. We'll call it what it is. But for the most part, they've kept the pitchers over the plate, and the Phillies finally made that adjustment tonight. We're hunting our pitches, and Schwarber, when he got his, he didn't miss, and the other guys along the way, they were taking their singles. It was beautiful to see them get hits, not try to be hero ball, and it worked out tonight.
Phillies fans have been wondering in the first 2 games, why have we not seen Suarez yet? This is the first game in 14 postseason games that the Dodgers scored less than 4 runs. They had a streak that was tied with the 70-71 Orioles. They go from Nola to Suarez. First pitch home run, we're going, oh no, what's happening? And then Ranger Suarez became playoff Ranger and did the damn thing.
And the guy it's just cold-blooded killer. He has eyes on his veins. It's like, I mean, you wanna have a perfect attitude for the biggest game you ever have. This is the guy that has it. His presence on the mound makes you relax, actually, as a teammate. If you're playing behind him, it's lovely because he's going to keep a good pace to what he does. He puts the ball in play. He gets a lot of ground ball. He gets every once in a while a couple of strikeouts. But this is the perfect attitude for a big game. And I was wondering, why not Ranger? Why not Ranger? Even though Nola also has that kind of presence on the mound, but the effectiveness, and especially against the Dodgers lineup, I think Ranger would have been a better matchup against the Dodgers lineup than Nola would have been. But once again, the strategy from Rob may have been the right one.
And I think that works out even better because now Nola only threw 2 innings. The Phillies get a win tomorrow. Nola becomes available again.
Yeah, but Nola hasn't been in the bullpen. That would be concerning.
But the way he performed tonight, and everybody's on deck. You don't say I'm not pitching because I'm not good out the bullpen. Man, Jimmy, it's game 5. Everybody's on deck. All hands on deck.
You're just going to give Phillies the game 4 win like that?
I said if they get to game 5.
Gotcha.
There you go. There you go. It's a big if. No,
yeah.
I'm not playing. I don't count anybody in or out.
Now it sets up interesting. Because now it's going to be Sanchez, and they're reporting it's going to be Glass now. But we saw the effectiveness of Sanchez in game 1. Mm-hmm. And I also think the conversation now goes to the Dodgers locker room. All those questions about the top of the lineup for the Phillies, they came out and smashed tonight. Mm-hmm. But now when you look at the series and the statistics, you look at Ohtani and Freeman. They are combined 3 for 23 with 10 Ks. Suddenly now the pressure slides over, and the pressure could be heavy.
It can be, but you're the Dodgers. You understand you're playing against a good team, and everybody understands they're playing against a good team. It's hard to sweep regardless. Look, you're not going to win every game. Your job is to win the series. Even if it goes to game 5, your job is to win the series. You think Shohei doesn't want to hit? You think that he doesn't know?
Of course.
Freddie doesn't want to hit? You think he doesn't know? They're going to come out even more determined. And it's hard to imagine this, but sometimes you don't mean to take your foot off the gas. It's just you're in so much control, the urgency isn't there. And we saw the urgency on the other side, and that showed tonight.
And I think the big thing, we talked about 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning of the game where the Dodgers have been doing what they've done.
Right.
Tonight, they didn't get anything there. Credit to the Phillies pitching staff for doing that. But it's those first few innings where they haven't scored any runs until just a little bit tonight. That's going to be the question mark. And it's 1 through 9, not just the top names you talked about. They got to score some runs and score some runs early. And I think that changes everything a lot.
Powder Blues.
Powder Blues. Those are lovely uniforms.
They are. Powder
Guess what
Blues
I'm wearing?
7-1.
That Powder Blue
Guess what I'm wearing?
Yes,
They gotta wear them again, right?
Well, you could have maybe worn them if your daddy allowed you to. But the question is, who will be Pedro's daddy tonight? The nominees are coming in. We have the 4. Who should be Pedro's daddy tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Scan that QR code and vote. A few bullpens in there.
I think I know where we're going. I think I know where we're going.
I mean,
if I know my man Pedro, I think I know where we're going.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know. Who could it be? Is it going to be this guy? Who is Pedro's daddy?